Hey everyone, this is Lisa from TRW, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to cut Siser Easy Patterns HTV. So I have a piece right here. We're going to be cutting the red chevron in this video, and the great thing about Easy Patterns is it does live up to its name. It's pretty easy to cut. So if you want to learn how to cut this material in Silhouette Studio, just keep on watching. Alright, so I am in Silhouette Studio. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this rhinestoneworld.com at the bottom. And we're going to set up my design in the top corner. And let's go ahead and draw our box for a weeding box around here. And so we're all set with that. And I'm just going to highlight both of these. Click this button towards the top to align them on each other. And then we're all set with that. And now we're going to flip this. So there are a couple things to keep in mind when you're cutting Siser Easy Patterns. Because there is a pattern on here, you have to be mindful of the way it's loaded into your machine and how you set it up to cut. So for this design, the cool thing about Easy Patterns is that it comes with a carrier already attached. A lot of printed vinyls, you have to kind of pick it up and transfer it. So that's something that's really great about it. And it's also a warm peel. So I really love using the Easy Patterns for that whole thing. Now, one thing to keep in mind is it's got like probably a 3/4 of an inch of white space at the top. So when we go to set up our cutting mat, I'm turning off my cutting mat by saying none. And I'm basically going to bump my whole design down about 3/4 of an inch to a complete inch. However, there's one more thing to keep in mind. My material will load into my Cameo at the top here, and my stripes are going that way. So I need to rotate my entire design to turn it because I want my stripes to go horizontally through my design. So we're going to take it and use this little green dot here. I'm going to hold down Shift. So if I hold down Shift and turn this dot, it rotates it at 45-degree increments and it snaps it down like that. So I'm going to take this down. I'm going to kind of use my, my arrows to bump it down just a tiny bit. And now we're all set to go. So let's go over to our send panel. Now I use the same settings I use for Easy Weed, and one thing to keep in mind is my TRW does not have that bold red line around it right now. That's because it came in as an SVG. I can select it, go to cut, and now I have my thick line. Just a quick thing about SVGs, I know sometimes that can be an issue. Now we're going to go over and I'm going to bring my material down and I'm going to select Easy Weed. Now, Easy Weed doesn't come in Silhouette Studio by default. I programmed it in myself. So if you want to see a video on how to program your custom cut settings, go ahead and check the description below. I will post a link to that video in there, along with a link to the material that I am using that you can purchase from our website at therhinestoneworld.com. So I have our Easy Weed set here. So I have my blade at 3, my speed at 10, my force at 5, and I'm going to do 1 pass. So let's go over here. We're going to load in our material, and then we're going to get ready to cut. Here is my Siser Easy Patterns. This is my chevron. Now here's my carrier, so I'm going to cut with this down. So I'm going to flip it over. And so what we're going to do is I want to bring this roller over. Right now it's set to be cutting with my cutting mat. So let's flip this down, bring this over, and set that right in that groove there. All right, so we're going to hold our material against the rollers like this. You can see it lines up with that. So let's go ahead and load. And now the really cool thing about this Easy Patterns is because it has this buffer area, I'm going to flip the other side, this buffer area, we can do our test cuts right on there and we don't really lose any material. So we're going to go right here, we have our Easy Weed, we have this all set, so let's go ahead and do our test cut. Right, so let's let this finish working. Unload. So check it out. There's my test cut right here. And it's all within the area of this white, which I think is pretty cool. So let's go ahead, grab this. Looks good. We want that triangle to stay behind and not have much resistance. So let's go ahead and reload our Easy Patterns into our Cameo. And because I set up my design over here a little bit further down, then I'm all good. I don't have to worry about redoing anything. So we're just going to go ahead and send it. Right, so our cut is done. Let's let this finish. Now we can unload it. So you can see if you hold it a certain way, little indent from our cut, which is good. So let's go ahead, I'm gonna grab this weeding box, and so that way I can just pull right up. And the great thing about the Easy Patterns is that it's probably one of the easiest to weed materials we have, in my opinion. So let's go right here. So look, I'm all done with that. And we have our TRW cut out of my little chevron. So our logo tilts up, so you'll see why it goes like that, but that's why we lined it up so that these stripes go across. So if you have any more questions on cutting the Easy Patterns, or if you'd like to purchase any of it, you can check the link below in the description, as well as the video on how to program your custom cut settings. Now, if you like this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, leave a comment below, let us know what you think, and of course, don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube. We upload videos all the time, and we're always looking for different ways to help you.